Well, hello, my good faithful YouTube viewers and listeners. It is the Jerry Bear. Today's date is Monday, February 15th, 2021. Thanks for stopping by and indulging me for a little while. I hope you had a wonderful Valentine's Day yesterday, or as I like to call it, Singles Awareness Day. Being a single guy, I gotta play that game. I didn't get no candy, no flowers, no cards, nothing. I'm used to that. What did I do on Valentine's Day, or should I say Singles Awareness Day? I kicked back and watched television. I watched the Golden Girls on TV Land. Hey, I love the Golden Girls. Can't go wrong with that. But anyway, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're staying safe during this pandemic that seems to be ongoing. Tonight here in Michigan, we're actually getting a winter storm. By daybreak tomorrow, we could be looking at 7 inches on the ground in my area. And in southeast Michigan, in the Detroit area, they're looking at nearly a foot of snow. It's a significant winter storm. We've kind of been spoiled around here in terms of, nice weather and not so sloppy or not so messy weather. Now we're finally starting to get it. And, we should get it. It's Michigan. It's winter, I can't expect nothing else. So today, my Uncle Rick would have been 67 years old. He passed away back in March of 2019. He had cancer. And my dad, my Uncle Rick were really close. My Uncle Rick was my mom's brother. And, they were very close. They go back since, the 70s. They did everything together. They ran together. They rode motorcycles together. They did it all together. But today he would have been 67. Dad took it better than I thought he was going to. He did stop at the bar and he had a couple of beers. My Uncle Rick used to drink Michelob Ultra. Dad had a couple of Michelob Ultras for Uncle Rick for his birthday, and then he had a Busch Light for himself, and then he came home. I miss my Uncle Rick dearly. Every day I miss him. I think about him every day. All my mom's brothers and sisters are gone now, and my mom, she has her moments, she has her days, She's like, well, I'm the only one left out of my mom's kids, all my brothers and sisters are gone. And my grandma had roughly, I'd say about 17 children. And that's including stillbirth, because my grandma had given birth to babies who were born stillborn. So they're all gone except for my mom now. So I can understand my mom's fears and frustrations and worries. And I worry, because my mom is the last one out of all of them. And, it kind of scares me that maybe her time is more limited than I thought, or than I think anyway. And, I can't get that out of my head. But I don't want to think bad thoughts. I mean, someday eventually I will lose my parents, and I'm not prepared for that, but I know it's going to happen sooner or later, and I hope it's much, 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 much later, because I'm not ready for that right now. I don't like to talk about it. I don't even like to think about it, but I know, one day it's going to happen. But anyway, speaking of life and death, as you all know, and I talked about this a few times already between the Daily Rant and the Sunday video update yesterday, and about a 5-minute video I uploaded to my channel here. It was about 2 nights ago, I think. A little boy who had Wilms tumor, he passed away. His funeral is this coming Wednesday, and I've been talking with his mom and his grandmother, and his grandmother she texted me some pictures of the young man. He loved to go fishing, and he always had a smile on his face. He was just a beautiful young man. My heart still hurts, and I'm really going to miss him. I wish I could have met him. I wish I could be there for the family, but I can't. I'm unable to be there physically, but I'll be there in spirit. And I'm really sad for that family, and I'm really sad that we lost such a remarkable young man, such an incredibly, amazingly beautiful child, at the hands of childhood cancer. That's not a good thing ever. But moving on, so I didn't know I had this feature on my phone, on my cell phone here, where I can actually view blocked messages. Now, I've mentioned a few names in my past daily rants, like Kara from WV, Tom Mitchell, Ronnie Duvall, Milk Tyson, and the latest is Brandy Boyle's Bullock, or as I like to call Brandy Boyle on my buttock. So she actually sent me some messages. They're all blocked because after I said my piece to her, I blocked her fucking number, and I, just didn't want to hear from her anymore. Well, so I did text her, and I'm trying to figure out exactly what she's referring to, what she's referencing, which text message. But I mean, this is just too funny to ignore. Just very fucking funny. I have to find the number. Where is it? Hold on just a second, guys. Right here. Oh yeah, because I told her. I said, too busy listening to the liars on Facebook, I see. That's your problem, dear, not mine. Have a nice life. Oh, by the way, no one needs permission, especially yours. There's no expectation of privacy in public. Which, by the way, there isn't. Grow a brain and get with the program. Poor Brandy can't think for herself, so she follows the crowd in fear of backlash. Well, this is what she had to say. Let me get this up here. She says, actually, no, I paid attention to the facts and evidence that has been presented. Okay, Brandy, so I'm going to say this one time and one time only to you, so open your listening ears and just listen. If you have evidence of anything, I don't care what it is, and you feel that it's something that could potentially have me put in jail, what I want you to do, instead of bouncing whatever it is you have back and forth on Facebook, which does nothing, it doesn't stop me, what you should do is actually take that evidence, put it in a police report, and then send the police to my house. In fact, if you like, I can text you my mailing address so you'll know where to send the police, and rest assured, if they show up at my house, I'm going to fucking humiliate them publicly. I'm going to get it all on camera, and I'm going to publicly humiliate them. I've said this any number of times. I only speak English, so I haven't said it in any other language. So send the cops to my house. I'll give you my mailing address. Also, I don't have a problem. It seems that you are the one with the problem. Yeah, I have a problem with liars. I have a problem with liars like you and Tom Mitchell and everybody else. They want to foster lies and gossip and all this other bullshit. Yeah, so I guess I do have a problem. Actually, yes, you do need permission. No, I don't. Sorry. There is no expectation of privacy in public. When you are in a public setting, public is public. You don't take it to Facebook. That's a public platform. You don't put sensitive information out there that you don't want everybody else to see. It's no different than going into a post office and having your name and all your personal information out on the front desk where other customers can see it, because post offices are publicly accessible, just like Facebook. It's publicly accessible. You don't leave private, sensitive, personal information out there. So no, there is no expectation of privacy in public, and no one needs your permission to do anything. If you don't want people to share or talk about whatever it is that you don't want people to share or talk about, the onus is on you to protect that. That's not on me or any fucking body else. When it comes to myself and my loved ones, you don't get to decide. Oh, but I do. So, put that in your pipe and smoke it. Believe it or not, I was born with a brain. Oh, I don't believe that, but we'll continue. And I'm not sure what program you're referring to. What I mean is get with the program as in get your head out of your fucking ass. Better yet, get your head out of Ken Betancourt's ass. Get your hand off his dick. That kind of program. But I will do whatever it takes to keep these kids safe. Oh yes, because Mother Hen is going to protect the world's children. You're a fucking dumb bitch. And please do not call me dear, honey, love, sweetheart, or any other endearing terms. Sorry, baby. I absolutely have no fear of backlash. Well, if you have no fear of backlash, then you would honestly look at the evidence, if there is any, and say, you know what? You have to show something more than just because someone said so. That's not evidence. Claims aren't evidence. I do think for myself. No, you don't. Sorry, you don't. You just fucking don't, Brandy. You don't. I choose to follow facts and evidence, really? So then let's go by actual evidence instead of a bunch of people saying, because this is what happened, therefore it's true. That's not evidence. Claims aren't evidence. You don't understand what evidence is, honey. I have not once attacked you. Well, telling me not to do what I'm allowed to do is kind of a personal attack, but I'm not going to make a big deal about that. The fact that that is the only thing you have to fall back on is sad. No, it's not sad, honey. I'm sorry, baby. It's not sad. The only thing sad is that you don't like the truth, just like the rest of your fucking ingrate crony fucking friends. You people don't understand evidence clearly. I am exhausted speaking about this particular topic over and over and over and over again to people like you who don't get it. Wake the fuck up. And that's what I mean by get with the program. Wake up. But anyway, so that was one of the block messages. I did receive some block messages from Kara from WV. She says, wow, nice choice of words, laughing face. Well, you calling me a retard, yeah, nice choice of words, Kara. Just wondering what makes me a whore. I don't know, what does make you a whore? Bravo on your new video about me, LOL, I loved it, thanks for the stardom. Well, it's my pleasure. Oh yeah, Dana Schultz. Who is this? How did you get my number? Jared, you can do whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a shit. Leave me alone. Don't fucking ever text me again. And then she says in capital letters, goodbye. Yeah. She thinks that her daughter is a rag doll that she can just throw around everywhere. For those of you who probably didn't know that. And this is from Tom Mitchell. Why won't you answer your phone, big boy? Because you're a liar. And everything you say is bullshit. And then I have someone who I think they sent me a picture. But it's not coming through because it expired last month. So basically, it's just a bunch of old text messages. This one is from CJ Scorpion. I will try to make them let me handle this if they refuse to let me. If they refuse to let... Hey, CJ, are you still hitting on Elena? Maybe you should just stop hitting on teenagers, dude. Find a woman your own age and stop marrying pedophiles. You know, you claimed on Facebook publicly that you were married to a child molester, a woman who lifted her fucking shirt for your son who's underage, and you apparently, I guess, didn't know that she was doing this. You're a fucking liar. And then you attach yourself to everybody's children, which I find a little weird, if you ask me. But anyway, guys, those are the block messages on my cell phone. I figured I would just share some of those, and I think it's fucking hilarious. People are so tough when they're hiding behind a fucking keyboard. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Gotta love people like that. And by the way, like I said, Brandy, I'll give you my address. You can send the cops to my house, and the same thing is going to happen to you what happened to Tom Mitchell. The cops are going to say, well, there's nothing we can do, and they're going to send you with your tail between your fucking legs. You're going to lose, but good luck to you. So, there's that. But anyway, I just needed to get all that off my chest. It's fucking just hilarious the way people are. It's just hilarious. But anyway, I treat people nicely until they give me reasons to not treat them nicely. So, I've said this 1,000 times, and I'll say it again. If you're nice to me, I'll be nice to you. If you treat me like shit, I'm gonna throw it right back at you, and I might throw a little bit harder than you. So, let's just make sure that we get this under control here. And if you want to be nice to me, I'll be more than willing to be nice to you. You want to apologize to me, I'll accept your apology. And who knows, I might apologize for the things I've said about all of you. But that'll never happen, so I'm not worried about it. I was just checking with a friend of mine. They're getting hit with a winter storm in their state too, and like I said, there's still people I talk to, and it's all good. I enjoy the conversations that we have, and I don't want enemies, although I know I have plenty out there, and for stupid reasons, because of what other people have to say, and everybody's got to agree with what most of the people say, because if not, then something's wrong. That's not how I think. That's not my mentality. I mean, you can ask Stephanie Raymond. Stephanie Raymond is an oncology mom. We actually used to be friends on Facebook. We were actually really good friends on Facebook, and then she, like most others, proved to be fake. She turned her back because of what everybody else had to say. She could not think for herself, much in the same way that Brandy boil on my buttock. The same way. She just cannot think for herself. There's no reason for her to be like that to me. Didn't do anything to her. She says, I never once attacked you. Okay, so if you never once attacked me, what does that tell you? If I've been good to you, there should be no reason for you to be like this towards me. But now, because you want to be a liar, I'm going to come at you with vitriol. That's what you're going to get, and that's what you deserve. Okay? If I was nice to you, then why are you acting like a bitch? I don't know. Beyond my understanding. And by the way, again, like I said, I don't need your fucking permission. You don't put sensitive information on Facebook and expect other people to keep it a secret. It's not up to everybody else to protect your privacy. It's not up to you to protect the privacy of those families either, by the way. You people don't understand that. You think because you call yourself an advocate, you let this shit go to your head, and that's part of the, because I'm so superior over everybody else, I'm going to make sure these children are safe. You know what? You can't make sure children are safe because the children of the world are not your children. They're not just yours. The responsibility doesn't fall back on you solely. We all have a responsibility as adults to make sure that children are protected, but if we're going to do this, let's do it honestly. If you've got nothing on me, then what are you protecting them from? So, I don't know. It's a tired argument. It is a tired discussion. And, really don't want to talk about it anymore. So let's move on to something else. Dad was watching WWE Raw tonight, and he watches Raw every week. Lots of wrestling fans out there listening to this, most likely. I used to be a wrestling fan myself, especially back in the 90s. Most of you would remember the Monday Night Wars, WWF Raw versus WCW Monday Nitro. I watch Nitro because I'm a fan of Hulk Hogan. I've always been a Hulk Hogan fan. Even when he was with the NWO, you guys remember the New World Order with Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, Eric Bischoff, the entire, it was a great big force. It was a great big faction. And then it had gotten so big that some people paired off into the NWO Wolfpack, which was the black and red, and then there was the black and white NWO Hollywood, which was Hulk Hogan and his group. And then eventually it faded into obscurity. They just done away with the NWO, and it's like, wow, what happened? The NWO was like big business. It was a big deal. I miss the days of WCW and WWF Raw. Back when they had the Monday Night Wars, the Attitude Era. I miss all that stuff. But now, we don't have WCW anymore, and we still have now it's WWE, and I just don't care for it anymore. It's gotten too politically correct. They talk more than they fight. And I fall asleep watching it. I don't even, I just have no interest in it anymore. And my stepdad, he'll talk to me about, oh, did you see this match? Did you see that match? It's like, I don't watch wrestling anymore, so I don't really care what goes on. I don't watch it. And then he'll just go on and on and on, talk about it. And it's like, did you not hear what I said? I don't watch it, so I don't care. You're just not listening, and I try to be nice about it, but it's like, I just told you I don't watch it, but yet you're going to explain anyway. I don't know why you're telling me this, because I'm just not going to pay attention. I don't know what you're talking about. But I haven't really watched wrestling all that much anymore. I'm just not into it. There's too much, more talk and less action. And as Elvis once said, a little less conversation, a lot more action, or something like that. Well, WWE has really lost its touch, and wrestling anymore just absolutely fucking sucks. I don't know, it's not as funny, it's not as entertaining, it's not as exciting as it used to be. They've just gotten too politically correct. They've gotten too mainstream. I don't know. I think they made a bad move. They made a wrong turn when they started to get involved with, foundations and organizations. I think that's where they made a wrong turn. They should have just stuck to what they know, which is sports entertainment, because that's really what it is. I don't know. I just really lost interest with wrestling. It's not the same as it used to be. The 90s, in my opinion, when Hulk Hogan was NWO, and, those were the days. That's when wrestling was really fucking good. Every Monday, it would always be something exciting. Bill Goldberg and Hulk Hogan, they would have cage matches on Nitro. And on Raw or whatever, they would actually have cage matches. You didn't reserve cage matches for pay-per-views. You wouldn't reserve street fights for pay-per-views. These were regular fucking matches on Nitro and Raw. They didn't, make any exceptions. It's a pay-per-view, so we're going to save the cage matches and the weapons and all that shit. No. This was like a weekly thing. I loved watching wrestling. I loved it in the 90s, but now it's like, I don't know. You can predict what's going to happen before it happens, And it's just they should have just stuck. Like I said, they should have just stuck to what they know: sports entertainment. They should have just stuck to that and left all the other political shit alone. Um, they talk about, um, they just talk about things all the time, constantly, and that's really all they do is talk. The whole time they talk. They waste so much time talking. I want to see fighting. I want to see wrestling. That's what that is. Dad watches Raw. My stepdad watches Raw. Personally, I don't know, man. I just get sick of watching it. I've lost interest in it over the years, and a lot of the wrestlers like Hulk Hogan and all those guys, most of them are retired. Most of them are actually dead now. Like Macho Man, he's been dead for a while. The Ultimate Warrior, he died a few years back. Roddy Piper's been gone for quite a while now. A lot of the wrestlers are just they're either retired or they're dead. And these up and coming wrestlers, they're good wrestlers. Make no mistake. I mean, they can pull off some really cool moves in the ring, but I don't know. They don't last long, and they're not really doing anything. Like, there's no gangs, there's no factions, and most everybody is a heel. It's like there's no good guys, there's no poster people, you know what I mean? Like, there's no poster children for Raw. Like, what's going on with wrestling anymore? The whole dynamic of wrestling just changed. And when that happens, people tend to lose interest. I, for one, have lost interest. I'm not really a sports guy anyway. I mean, my brother Wayne, he'll watch the Super Bowl, the Super Bowl, the Super Bowl. He watches that every year. I mean, sometimes he'll throw Super Bowl parties, and I don't, honestly, I don't know why, but that's his thing. I never cared for the Super Bowl. I don't watch football. I don't watch baseball or basketball or NASCAR or any of that shit. I just don't watch any of that stuff. I'm just not into it. I don't know. I enjoy like sitcoms, like Roseanne, Golden Girls, Grace Under Fire, which I still watch reruns of Grace Under Fire. I love Brett Butler. She is just the funniest lady ever. I love her southern accent. Very, very funny lady. And that's another thing too that we've lost about television. There's really not a lot of sitcoms on TV anymore. It's all reality shows and series. Just like the pre-recorded weekly episodic, whatever, the series, like the programs without the live studio audience. It's all just you sit and watch, and there's a storyline, and then you have to watch next week, or we'll be back in 2 weeks, or it's like, what the fuck is this? Why is there's nothing funny on TV anymore. I just don't see anything funny. Television has just really gotten boring over the years. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. I think the 80s and the 90s were like the best decades, and the 70s, because there's a lot of shows I like from that, they come out in the 70s. After, I think, 2009, I want to say, it just, I don't know, everything just went downhill. Like after George Lopez and According to Jim and My Wife and Kids, those were my favorite shows. Everything just kind of went dull. Everything just went south. And there's really nothing, funny on TV. Nothing stays on the networks anymore. Like Rodney Carrington. I used to watch The Rodney Show on ABC. There was another. It was Freddie Prinze Jr. had a TV show called Freddie on ABC. And George Lopez and Freddie, I think there was a crossover episode. I think maybe 1 or 2 episodes were crossovers. Max and Chloe were talking or whatever through emails, I think was the episode. And I mean, there's just nothing funny on TV anymore. TV just sucks anymore, honestly. That's why I just like now you know what you get on TV is this teen mom shit. They advertise this shit all the fucking time. Teen mom. A bunch of women who are fucking irresponsible, don't know how to raise kids, don't know what the fuck they're doing, but yet they feel that they need their own reality show because they're that special, they're that important. Just like they had previews of, this show called Teen Mom OG or something like that. And this little girl dips a french fry into her milk, and the mom says, "Ew, don't do that. Oh, you did it anyway. How is it? Can I try it?" Well, what the fuck? You get after her for dipping a french fry in milk, but then you want to try it yourself. Well, hey, at least she's eating. It's just... I don't get it. These reality shows, they just drive me fucking bonkers. People who feel that they need their own reality show. It's just, oh my God, it's just so fucking hideous. These people are just, I don't know. I don't know what makes them so special. They think they need their own reality show, like the Kardashians and what's that one? Cressley Knows Best, I think is what it's called, or something like that. I can't remember. I can actually Google it on my phone. I forgot my phone has Google. Is it Cressley? What is it? Maybe it's not Cressley Knows Best. Cressley Knows Best. And it was something like that. I was a little off on the pronunciation. It's Cressley Knows Best. It's just a stupid fucking show. There's just no reason for all these fucking shows. Like Drew Barrymore, she's got her own talk show now. It's like, I loved you in Firestarter, I loved you in E.T., I loved you in Scream, and, The Wedding Singer, I thought you were great, Drew Barrymore, but a talk show? Do you think you're really that important that you need your own talk show? It's kind of mean to say, I know, but I don't know. I've always liked Drew Barrymore anyway. I thought she was a brilliant actress, beautiful smile, but I'm just not too fond of a talk show. It's like, like Tony Danza, he had his own talk show for the longest time. It's like, I loved you on Who's the Boss, I loved you on Taxi, but a talk show? Nah, you don't need a talk show. You're all set with a talk show, buddy. But Tony Danza, he's got to be up there in age now. I'll have to grab my Google again and let's see, Tony Danza. Lada Gray. Tony Danza is 69 years old. Wow, he's going to be 70 this year. He was born April 21st, 1951. I love Tony Danza. He's always been one of my favorite actors. Judith Light, yeah. Danny Pintaro, Alyssa Milano, Katherine Hellman, Judd Hirsch, yeah. Judd Hirsch, I think, was on... he was on Taxi. Yep, he was on Taxi. And he's still alive. He was Alex on Taxi. Yep. Taxi was another good show. Kaneki from Greece was on Taxi. Jeff Conway, I think his name was. Yep, Jeff Conway. And he died. He died in 2011. He was on Taxi. His name was Bobby Wheeler on Taxi. But he was Kaneki in Greece. Yep. But anyway, I'm just rambling on, ad-libbing, just kind of talking about television, which I never really talk about, television or anything like that, actors or anything like that. I don't know. I don't watch a lot of TV anymore because I just think the best years of TV are pretty much gone. I don't find any interesting shows on television. Maybe it's just me, maybe it's just my personal taste, but I don't find a lot of just shows that keep you going. They keep you wanting to come back every week. I just don't see that. I used to watch a program on ABC called Back in the Game. Because I used to talk to actually, as a matter of fact, while I'm here talking about it, I used to talk to a lot of the actors on Twitter, the stars of Back in the Game. Like I'd talk to Griffin Gluck and JJ Toda and all the the young actors. I would even talk to some of the adult actors, and they would like my tweet or they would retweet my tweet. It was just really cool to have those interactions. So that's one thing about Twitter that I miss, is that I was actually following the stories, as they were happening, and I would actually talk to the actors, because the actors would get on Twitter and say, hey, watch this episode, it's coming on in about 15 minutes. And because, of the time zone, so they would always say it's coming on at 8 o'clock Eastern, be sure to watch and let us know what you think. But the only bad thing about that is the spoilers, It's the spoiler alerts. It's like, well, we're watching it before the West Coasters are watching it, and so I don't want to really give away a lot of detail because I don't want to spoil it for the people who haven't seen it yet. But I don't know. I really enjoyed the interactions, but I missed the interactions. I don't know. It's amazing how things change over time. Really amazing. And I was talking to Dad earlier, because we were talking about my Uncle Rick, and my feeling is that I used to be afraid of death and dying when I was younger. And for good reason, childhood cancer survivor, who knows what could happen after that. I used to be terrified of death, but then I got over it. It's not so much the fact that I relinquished my Christianity. I'm not, religious anymore. I'm actually an atheist. And, it's not so much because I'm an atheist, but because I've lived a little while. I'm going to be 35. I'm still a young guy. But I have lived a little while to understand that, one, no one lives for... Actually, I won't even go there. I've lived long enough to understand that there are two things in life that don't last forever. That's time and people. And while you have the time, you have to love the people. So, when all the people are gone, and you don't have those people to talk to anymore, you don't have those people to rely on, you can't go visit them, you can't call them, you can't text them, you can't reach out to them in some way, some fashion, when they no longer exist, you find that you're out here by yourself, And then you start to think, well, what the fuck good is life? You know? I was telling Dad this, it's like, I miss Uncle Rick terribly, and I miss all the family and friends that I've lost over the years. But the thing is, here I am. I'm still here. I'm still sticking around for a little while longer. It really makes me sad that there's no one here to really talk to about things anymore. Everybody's dying around us. Friends and family, I've lost so many friends and family in the past, I don't know, 25 years at least. I mean, yeah, 25 years is a long enough stretch of time where, yeah, you're bound to lose family members. You're bound to lose friends along the way. But I can't believe how many people have died, how many people we've lost, how many just, you don't really stop and think about it until after the fact. You don't realize what you've lost until it's gone. And time is really a big factor in that, because time goes on, and then you think of all the people who no longer exist. They're no longer with us. And it brought me to the conclusion that, the older I get, the less afraid of death that I get, because I don't want to live a life where I'm out here all alone by myself. Everybody around me is gone. I have nobody I can talk to, no friends, no family, nothing. I don't want to have to live alone for the rest of my life. What is the point of life if the people that I loved and cared about aren't here to share it with me? That's really a big philosophical thing in my head, And I think Uncle Rick's death really shed a whole bunch of light on that, because I tell you, it really makes you think, here today, gone tomorrow. I mean, I miss that guy. I loved him. I loved all my aunts and uncles, like my Aunt Rhonda, She's been gone now for a couple of years, and I don't know, man. I really miss people. I miss my family. I miss my friends. I miss the people that made life worth living. And when those people are gone, it just seems like you lose all meaning or purpose of life when you don't have people here with you anymore. It's like there's this huge gap. There's a lot of things and people that are missing. There's a lot of elements that no longer exist anymore, And I don't know. It's really hard to take. But anyway, I really miss Uncle Rick. I miss a lot of people. I miss, the conversations I used to have with Aunt Rhonda. I miss the conversations I had with Uncle Rick. I just miss everything and everybody. I tell you, I have friends that I don't even talk to. Or, there's people that I used to talk to and then they don't want to speak to me anymore because of bullshit that they read on Facebook, or a bunch of people said it, so therefore. I mean, it's like a living death. It's like, well, I might as well fucking be dead, or you might as well be dead, because you're never going to speak to me again. You're not willing to compromise. You're not willing to actually stop and think about what it is you're fucking looking at. You just assume that what is being read on Facebook or what's being shown on Facebook is true. Oh, Jared said a bad thing. Yeah, I probably did, because those people, or that person in particular, probably fucking deserved it. It's like a living death, like I'm not allowed to stick up for myself, but then if I don't say anything, I'm just going to let these people walk all over me anyway, so it seems like a lose-lose situation. Well, if it's a lose-lose situation, then guess what? I'm just going to say whatever the fuck I want to say, and I'm going to tell people exactly what the fuck I think. I'm going to lose anyway, right? So, fuck it. I just don't care anymore. That's another thing, you know. You get older and you just, I'm just bankrupt on fucks to give. I just don't care anymore. You know, I try to be good to everybody, and if people can't understand that, then fuck them. They weren't worth the fucking time anyway. You know? It's hard to let people go, but at the same time, it can also be a blessing in disguise. And I use the word blessing very, very lightly, because I'm not religious, and I know religious people use the word blessing a lot. By blessing, I guess what I mean by that is it's a relief that most of these people go away, because they're fucking liars, and I find out who and what they really are. They don't give a fuck about anything or anybody but themselves. They're all over each other's dicks. You know, I just don't need people like that in my life. But the ones that I really and truly loved and cared about, they left me too soon. They left us too soon. And it's always, you know, and I find that to be the thing too. It's always the people who really and truly love and care about you. Those are the ones who end up leaving. They're the ones who end up dying. For whatever fucking bullshit reason that, you know, they die from. Those are the most down-to-earth people that you would have ever known in your life. There's lots of people in my neighborhood or in my geographical area that I've known for a good many years, and then they died for whatever the reason may be. And yeah, I miss a lot of people, man. I miss a lot of people. I have a lot of good memories of a lot of people, but it just really fucking bites. It really sucks. Because I just feel like I'm all alone out here. The people who really and truly mattered the most are gone. You know, that's a sad reality. And I think of that little boy that, you know, he just passed away on Thursday. He loved me, and I knew that, and I loved him dearly, and I always will, until the day I die. And even then, I'll still love him. It's always the people that really and truly matter. The people who really and truly give a fuck. You know? They end up leaving. They end up dying. And the people who pretended, and they've wasted my time for all these years, pretending as if they gave a shit, well, they were wasting my time. And although I allowed myself to be emotionally attached to those people, walking away, for them to walk out of my life, that's their problem, not mine. You know, I didn't do anything that would even remotely make them want to leave. I've always been nice to everybody. But you know, there's people who think and feel otherwise, but I don't care what they think and feel. I don't care what you feel, I only care about what's true. And most people don't seem to get it. But anyway, guys, I've been sitting here for almost an hour. I'm ready to hit the hay and just try to get a good night's rest. Uncle Rick, happy birthday. I love you. I miss you. You son of a bitch. You left too early. You left us too soon. But anyway, guys, I'm out. I'm going to try to get some sleep. Thanks so much for stopping by and for indulging me for a little while. And I want to thank those people for also thumbing down my videos. I don't know what you're trying to prove. You got a lot of time on your hands. I feel bad for you. Maybe you should get a life and just not worry so much about what I say or what I do. But thank you anyway for the view. Thank you for the interaction. It just means that I'm getting your attention, although I don't need it. But thank you anyway. But anyway, guys, I'm going to hit the hay, and I thank you so much for stopping by and listening. Be careful out there, fellow Michiganders, if you have to go out in the snow. We're supposed to get 7 inches in my area, and southeast Michigan is a bullseye. They're supposed to get nearly a foot, like in the Detroit area. So just be careful, and take care. Stay warm, stay healthy, and I will catch you in the next one, guys. Much love. Take care. Toodaloo.